What's up? Brian Tong here, and you know what? In case you're wondering, yes, my Apple Watch Ultra View is still in progress. I didn't get it early, but it's a coming, and I'm making sure to do it right. So you're just gonna need to wait a few more days, and then it will be worth it. But hey, let's get to the latest stories, and there's a whole lot going on, but we'll start with the biggest headline right now. And yes, we're looking forward to next year's iPhone. Are we really? But multiple reports claim that Apple will possibly be replacing its iPhone Pro Max naming with an all-new iPhone 15 Ultra model next year. The iPhone 15 lineup is expected to get a revamped design along with USB-C as the major changes, but its Pro Max branding that started with the iPhone 11 could possibly change to Ultra. And this wouldn't be a surprise since Apple has really embraced the Ultra name with the rugged and high-end Apple Watch Ultra, which I'm reviewing, and then also naming their most powerful processor, the M1 Ultra as well. So I do imagine one day we could be looking at an iPhone Ultra with AirPods Ultra and an Apple Watch Ultra. That's so ultra. But there's recent sales evidence that this might be a good decision because reports from Bloomberg claim that iPhone 14 sales aren't as strong as expected, and Ming-Chi Kuo reports that Apple has asked suppliers to shift to increase iPhone 14 Pro production compared to the 14 and 14 Plus. There's been high demand for the 6.7-inch 14 Pro Max, and let's be honest, it's hard to deny its stellar battery life with all the other improvements. Kuo says iPhone 14 Pro Max accounts for roughly 60% of the total order increase for the Pro models as a whole. And if we piggyback on the previous story, separating the Pro from the Pro Max, once again with a few different features, and then giving it the Ultra title, could make it an appealing upsell. Could. People would go Ultra. Now, if you're looking forward to Apple's annual October event for iPads, Macs, and more, that might actually not be happening this year after Bloomberg's Mark Gurman reports that Apple may decide to release its remaining products this year through press releases instead of another in-person digital event. Now, Apple is still expected to potentially announce 3 product updates by the end of the year: an updated 11-inch and 12.9-inch iPad Pros with the new M2 chip. Then we have an updated Mac Mini possibly with the M2 chip, or an unannounced next-gen M2 Pro chip option. And then an updated 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pros with updated processors as well. And these are all, again, mostly under-the-hood incremental updates, which is part of the reason why it might be more likely to be via press releases with some briefings for select media, like me. Even an all-new product like AirPods Max, those were done via a press release at around 5 a.m. Pacific time. I remember because I woke up. So it wouldn't be a surprise if this happens. Without anything big to announce, it could also be an indication that we won't hear anything about Apple's new headset until next year, which is what we've been expecting anyways. And even the unveiling of the new Mac Pros would likely be moved to next year as well, but we will wait and see. And then speaking of that AR/VR headset, according to a new report from the Elec, Apple is looking to make future generations of its AR/VR headsets more immersive by increasing the sharpness and the quality of its displays. And I'm not even talking about the first gen that is yet to be released, but the next generation. So in the report, Apple is asking its partners, Samsung Display and LG Display, to produce displays with a 3,500 pixels per inch density, which is an increase from the previous ask of 2,800 pixels per inch. Now they, meaning Samsung and LG, they are not expected to use their displays in the first gen headset, which we are expecting to see in early 2023, but for future models. And this display technology will reportedly be OLED OS, which is a type of display that uses silicon instead of glass, specifically for use in AR and VR products. And Apple's first headset is rumored to be called the Reality Pro, with a high entry price point around $2,000 or higher. And everyone is still curious to see what will make it that different. And it looks like the display resolution and the ability to make consumers feel just more immersed in the experience is going to be one of their top priorities. And look, I am still really intrigued, and you almost always have to be when Apple is entering a new market with a new product. All right, let's take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Baseus. Baseus has an entire lineup of accessories from chargers and power banks to hubs and more, and I've got 2 products to show off to you. First up, the Baseus 30-watt 2-port Super C charger. It comes in two colors, white and black, and features 30-watt power delivery with dual port fast charging. So that's 18 watts from the USB-C port and 12 watts from the USB-A port. Connect an iPhone 14 Pro, and it takes a 30-minute charge to get you 60% of juice. Plus, it's really compact and foldable, and it costs $19.99. Now, the other product you should check out is the Baseus Adaman 2 30-watt portable power bank. This power bank is ultra compact. It fits basically in the palm of your hand with a 10,000 milliampere hour storage capacity. It features 30-watt power delivery and 3-port charging with one USB-C and 2 USB-A, so you could charge an iPhone and then AirPods and Apple Watch all at the same time. In 30 minutes, you can charge an iPhone 14 Pro to 60% through the USB-C port, and in 55 minutes, you can charge a MacBook Air up to 50%. The USB-C port fast charges both ways, so it's also fast charging the Adaman 2 power bank itself. Plus, there's a built-in digital display, so you can press a button to see how much battery is left in the bank. The Adaman 2 3-port power bank costs $35.99, and both of these are available now. So check out Baseus' top-notch chargers and power banks with the links that I put in the description for a special discount code. Okay, let's get back to the stories. iOS 16, it is out, and a lot of people have seen their battery performance drop by a lot. Like my 13 Pro's battery life has honestly almost been cut in half because it just drains so fast with iOS 16 right now. And look, I'm sure there will be a software fix coming eventually, but that doesn't help people who don't have a new phone that have put iOS 16 on their current device. And that might be coming with iOS 16.1. Now, Apple just released the new betas of iOS 16.1 and iPadOS 16.1, and there are updates to the wallpaper section of the settings that allow you to change between them now in the settings, and then more options for making new wallpapers. Code in the latest update reveals some of the functionality of the emergency SOS via satellite feature for iPhone 14 Pro, such as sending your location via satellite. You can send your location again after a certain amount of time, and you can even text emergency services via satellite on your iPhone and others. But the big one that will make iPad Pro users very happy, like, Apple has expanded Stage Manager support to the 2018 and 2020 iPad Pro models. Now remember, previously Apple limited it to just the M1 iPad Pro, causing a stir and a foo-foo brouhaha in the community, whatever that means. And I'm glad they heard people's frustrations and made it work for older iPads if you want to try their new multitasking experience. Now, they have removed external display support in this beta, and according to reports, the use of an external display with Stage Manager on an iPad will still be limited to users of just an M1 iPad Pro and beyond. Apple also just released their 7th beta of macOS 13 Ventura, which also includes Stage Manager. You also get Continuity Camera, which I showed off in an earlier video on my channel, and I'll still have to see if they have improved the overhead camera view quality, because that's really the one thing that I'm hoping gets improved from the previous betas. And handoff with FaceTime now works, so you can bounce between your phone to your Mac on a FaceTime call, or the other direction if you're starting off on your Mac and then heading out, you want to use your phone. Okay, there's so much more Apple coverage coming your way. Look, my Apple Watch Ultra View, it is still coming. I'm not trying to tease y'all, but it's coming. And we still haven't seen the iPhone 14 Plus, which has been touted as the iPhone with the best battery life ever. We will see about that. And that still doesn't include what Apple's going to announce in October. So yes, it's still a busy tech season along with all the non-Apple stuff that I'm working on. Sheesh, like, no complaints, but yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a lot. All right, that's going to do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my latest videos when they drop. And if you want more of that Apple goodness, you can check out my weekly Apple Bits XL audio podcast. You get the latest deep dive with all of these stories and new ones every week with special guests. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace and love.